Hi there, Joe here. So today I wanted to give you my end of July garden update. This week I did fertilize again very lightly with the lobster compost mixed with some organic fertilizer and coffee grinds, and I sprinkled it in around the plants and raked it into the roots. I did that about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and I just finished today doing the last of the plants. Everything in the garden is doing really good. I'll show you some video of how the plants look. The tomatoes are producing, the eggplants producing, the peppers are producing, broccoli produced, zucchini is producing, cucumbers are producing. So everything is really good. Since it is the end of July, something I do want to talk to you about today that is, I feel, is very important in gardening, and I know a lot of people hate it, is weeding. You have to control weeds. So there are a lot of things that people try. I don't use it, but there are ground covers people put down around their plants. I do use mulching. So in the beginning of the season, I start out with straw, and then I use grass cuttings as the plants get bigger. But I think the most important thing you can do is a very simple thing, is every week just go into the garden a couple times and pull some weeds. Just do a little bit. That little bit will really help. And what you don't want to do is wait until it becomes a major problem and then you have this major effort of weeding. It's kind of like when you first move out on your own and you say, well, I'll clean once a month, and then cleaning becomes a big thing. And then as you get older, you find, hey, if I do some cleaning every week, it's easier to manage. And that's the same for weeding. So even if you go into the garden to pick a couple peppers, the plant you go to, if you see a couple weeds in the ground when you're picking the peppers, pull the weeds out. For weeding, there's only really 3 tools I use. So I have a large rake that I'll use, and I'll go down the rows and loosen the soil, and then I bring my smaller rake to get around the plants, and then I have my 5-gallon bucket that I'll throw the weeds in. So if I loosen up weeds, I won't leave them in the garden because a lot of times they'll reroot and keep growing. I pull them out and go dump them in the compost pile. So to sum up what I do with weeding, like I said before, I have a large rake, a small rake, and a 5-gallon bucket. And I try several times a week to spend 15-20 minutes just pulling up weeds, keeping it under control. Don't let it become a massive problem. And what you will find is that your plants will give you a better yield. You will have a longer growing season, and especially in the fall, you'll notice a big difference in the vegetables you're getting and how the plants survive. So once again, which I did last month, I'm adding some lobster compost mixed with a little Doctor's Earth organic fertilizer and use coffee grinds, and I'm raking it into the roots very gently, and this will be another fertilizing for the veggies. I try and do this about once a month, not a lot, just add a little, rake it into the ground, and the roots will come out and get it. Garden is doing really good. Marigolds are getting really big. This is my Thai basil. Had pretty good success with the broccoli plants this year. No luck with the cauliflower. First time I ever tried cauliflower, and no luck. Basil, after a rough start, is doing good. Plum tomatoes are good, and I'm starting to pick them. Honeycomb cherries are doing really good. I have one bush and it is producing a lot. The bodacious tomatoes are doing good and are producing. They're about 6 feet high now, and I'm having to tie them up. Also, the medium rare is doing great, and that's about over 6 feet high, and I'm having to tie them up also. Cucumbers are doing really good. The kaolin clay spray that I've been putting on seems so far to be working good. My string beans are doing very well. After a rough start, the eggplant seems to be coming back and doing good. I have picked a couple of the Japanese pink tongue eggplants. After a rough start, the peppers are doing very good and are growing nicely, and we've been picking peppers, and I have a lot more to be picked, and hopefully they will be growing until the first frost. Corn is about 10 feet high now. Not ready to be picked, but we're getting close. And the second planting is growing nicely, so hopefully we'll have a fall harvest of corn also. Zucchini is growing very well. This one plant is huge, but we have 3 plants and they've been producing nicely. We have Chinese cabbage, and I have been picking bok choy, but I have a couple heads left. For people who are interested in container gardening, this is how I grow my lettuce. I have a small pot, and I grow the lettuce in the pot, and I made this little cage that fits over top of the pot, and you can see that it's easy to get into and get out of, but the critters can't get in.